Hello, students. Today I am going to continue with the second chapter, Low Spring Stories of Stolen Childhood by Anis Jung. The second story, I Want to Drive a Car, deals with the life of Mukesh, who belongs to a family of bangle makers in Firozabad. One day, the writer came across Mukesh in Firozabad. Mukesh insists on being his own master. He says that he will be a motor mechanic and he will learn to drive a car. But his dream looms like a mirage as he lives in a dusty street of Firozabad. Firozabad is famous for its bangles. Every other family in Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry. Families have spent generations working around furnaces making bangles for women. None of these people know that it is illegal for children like Mukesh to work in the glass furnaces with high temperatures in dingy cells without air and light. About 20,000 children in Firozabad work illegally in the glass furnaces with high temperatures. Mukesh took the writer to his house. They went through the stinking lanes choked with garbage. Families of bangle makers lived there. Their houses had crumbling walls and wobbly doors. They entered the house of Mukesh, which was like any other house in the lane. A frail young woman was cooking meals on a firewood stove. Her eyes were filled with smoke. She greeted the author with a smile. She was the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. She was respected as the daughter in law of the family. Mukesh's father also came in. He was old and weak, and he had lost his eyes while working on furnaces and polishing bangles. He had worked hard all his life, but he failed to repair his house and he could not send his two sons to school. He could only teach them the art of making bangles. Mukesh's grandmother also has watched her own husband go blind with the dust from polishing the glass. But she expressed her belief in destiny and said that they cannot give up the God given lineage since they were born in the bangle maker's caste. It was their destiny to suffer. In every other house, in every street of Firozabad, one can see bangles of each and all colors. The writer sees a young girl, Savita, in a drab pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman. She is soldering pieces of glass. Her hands move mechanically like the tongs of a machine. Perhaps she does not know the sanctity of the bangles that she helps to make. The bangles symbolize an Indian woman's suhag. They symbolize auspiciousness in marriage. The old woman beside her has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. Her husband is an old man with flowing beard. He knows nothing except bangle making. He has made a house to live in. He has a roof over his head. The author could see bangles everywhere. She saw boys and girls sitting with their parents before flickering oil lamps. They welded pieces of colored glass. Their eyes got used to dark and they lost eyesight before they were adults. All the process of bangle making caused blindness. Generation after generation, families of bangle makers have been engaged in making bangles. They live in poverty. They work hard and die in poverty. Nothing has changed with the passage of time. They find themselves in the clutches of middlemen and moneylenders. They cannot organize themselves into a cooperative. Middlemen exploit them. There are two worlds. One is the world of bangle makers. They are caught in the web of poverty. There is another world of moneylenders, middlemen, and the policemen who fleece them. Mukesh's eyes are full of hope. He chooses to be different from others. He wants to be a motor mechanic. The writer asks him if he dreams of flying a plane. He silently says no. He is content to dream of cars that move down the streets of his town. Mukesh wants to break the tradition of working as bangle makers. So, in order to lead a better life, he wants to become a motor mechanic. He has the ability to do something different, and he is confident that by becoming a motor mechanic, he can also help to develop a new path for his own self. Thus, in this story also, the author Anis Jung brings out the depravity of child labor. Childhood is considered as the spring of human life, which is full of joy, pleasure, and play. But ironically, millions of children like Sahib and Mukesh have lost their spring, that is, their childhood, by getting engaged in making a living. Through this story, Low Spring, the writer is trying to show that our country, India, has the maximum number of child workers in the world. It is a stigma that puts our heads in shame. Childhood is the most tender age. A child needs love and care. There are many industrial sectors in our country where a large number of children are employed. Child labor is banned by law. So, those who employ children must be punished, and those who employ them in hazardous industries must be sent behind bars. Thank you.